What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What it do, man? What it do, man? It's big chest, the biggest chest. Look around. You see a bigger one? I don't. Know what I mean? But I do every time I look into a mirror. Know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't even have this shit. Let me put some of this shit back up real quick. Let me put some of this shit back up. Put Draco back up. Let's put Draco back up. Let's put Braun back up. We gonna put it all in the back here in a little bit. I just don't be wanting to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? What's poppin', Ski Mask? What it do, man? What's poppin'? Finna watch some.
The labels don't fuck with me
joints,
though.
Man.
They should.
They've never done anything with you.
No, like a lot of people accuse me
you know
of working
what?
with Empire and stuff. They don't like me at all. So it's like,
Yeah.
the labels don't fuck with me though. They should.
They've never done anything with you.
No, like a lot of people accuse me of working with Empire and stuff. They don't like me at all. So it's like,
Yeah.
it would be beneficial for them to work with me, but
I mean, you're probably like more polarizing, or like
that's the problem.
But I don't Empire don't really like reach out to me either. It's like all these labels like don't really do shit with like established content creators. It's kind of weird.
No, but a lot of them like want to do their own media in house.
Empire for sure has been trying that forever.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's never gonna work
Because media, YouTube at this point is all about the content creator. And so if you're a company, even if you got a lot of money and you go try to hire content creators to make content for your platform, it's going to cost you a shitload because their alternative is to make more content, stream more, make more YouTube videos, etc. And then ultimately, like, it's not going to feel all that genuine because this dude realistically is going to keep most of their best content for their platform. So, you know, whenever I see like a new label or whatever swear that, like, shout out to Cole Bennett, shout out to Lyrical Lemonade, but like they have all these shows on their channel now. I don't get it. I don't think it's gonna work.
Well, it's part of the reason that why we can get views is because we're impartial.
Yeah.
Like we don't have a stake in the game with the people we talk about.
Right.
Like you don't have any incentive to like gas up somebody, nor do I.
Yeah.
Because I'm not financially making money off them or with them.
Yeah.
So I'm just here to tell the truth or my truth as I see it.
It has to feel like it's coming from a place of passion because to the fans, they've just seen so much half-hearted, phoned-in content over the years that they just like, they're able to pick it out immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And you have options in the game. Like you could watch huge content creators like a Joe Rogan or a Shannon Sharp or a Kill Tony or academics or whatever, or you could go super, super niche. And there's streamers, if you only care about what's going on in the Bay Area, there is a streamer for you. There is some guy who only talks about Chicago drill drama if that's the only thing that you care about. So you take the thousands of like micro niche channels that might only make a couple $1,000 a month or whatever, and then you take the giants. Where does the corporate born, you know, dude who was hired to do a job, where does that fit in? That's like in the uncanny middle ground.
I don't even see how that would be an issue. You could easily just go towards your niche. It's kind of the same thing with the OF game. You could just, let's say they're a West Coast rapper, go on every West Coast platform, go link up with other like micro influencers or influencers. Like I'd say like go link up with the King Bulu, the Ishmi nigga guy. You know, do some shit with him. See what's up with like a Ralphie the Plug stream or whatever. There's a hella niggas that do it there, and especially in LA, you can find all kinds of shit. You know, that's not really an issue. So I don't really see what he means. Like what they would do. What they would do is talk to you, nigga.
In general, like that's the culture anyway. Like the American culture. Like we don't want corporate middlemen. Like we just want authentic. Yeah. That's why YouTube is so successful and mainstream television, Netflix and all that stuff is dead.
Yeah.
Because it feels fake.
That's why like a Tucker Carlson gets fired by Fox News.
And just bigger than he's ever been.
Yeah, and he's doing interviews like every week. He gets like many millions of views. I'm not a fan, but like, you know, he's got interviews with 40 million views.
I'm a fan of like some of the things he says, but a lot of it is just conspiracy garbage.
Both haters
like conspiracies are fine, but
the only thing that I agree with as far as like Tucker Carlson is stuff that he's done to call out Israel. But other than that, hell no. What the fuck you talking about?
But when they're baseless, it's like, why even bring it up?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like the people have so many options that whatever YouTube felt like in 2020, we're in a completely different place.
Dude, YouTube's gotten hard.
Yeah,
It really has.
it definitely is.
And like the saturation of content, not even just like in our lane, but in general, there's so much high quality content out there
Yeah.
where it's like you have to spend a lot of money. If you want to make a vlog in 2026, you better have 4 Lambos in a mansion and an insane personality and ripped.
It used to be
You could do
daily vlogging. Everybody was daily vlogging.
Dude.
All you had to do was, have like a babe in the thumbnail or like a rapper or whatever, and like it was just too great.
But I feel like there's going to be a renaissance
of vlogging.
of like the death of materialism and the death of like shock value shit, where it's just going to be like authentic people are going to reclaim fame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like a guy's just living his life, getting millions of views, as opposed to like, I don't know. I don't know if you know like TJR and Brez and Quan. I know I set up the Quan thing. Remember?
Yeah. That interview. Okay.
And like where they've got all these crazy cars and crazy lifestyle, and they're constantly buying new shit. A lot of it's not real, but that where it has the youth like, I need 4 Lambos and all this shit.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna die.
Daily vlogging is
That shit's already dead. Don't nobody give a fuck about none of that shit no more. Niggas out here trying to eat. Niggas don't even care about what the fuck you eating like that. They're just like, how can you entertain me? Are you entertaining? So, I mean, you're talking about death of shock value. Something's always going to shock people. It's only going to get worse, too. But, I mean, I guess when you're tired of getting shocked and you just want real authentic content, I mean, that's where I'm at. I only want to just see just people that resonate with me. So
it's just, you know what it is, too, is that it's like people daily vlog all the time. They just do it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because it's so much easier to consume a 2-minute chunk of your life, whereas like that time period where Roman Atwood would be making a vlog that was 20 or 30 minutes long every single day, I mean, that's just so much work, and the fan base is just not really there for it in the way that
and
it
you
used
could
to
really
be.
do the same thing on TikTok. The problem is TikTok's monetization is ass.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've experienced that, but it's like a waste of time.
Ridiculous. Yeah,
Like you can use it as a marketing tool, but it's not anything to depend on.
yeah, and that's the weird thing, is that in 2017, if you knew somebody who was a poppin' YouTuber, they were making all this money, and now you meet somebody and they're a poppin' TikToker, and they ain't making shit.
Yeah, I know.
They're like hyped to make $1,000 a month off TikTok or whatever, because it's just like impossible.
They're banking off sponsorships,
Yeah, that's the new
which
thing.
sponsorships are really only big when the economy's booming. You know, like post-pandemic, when the stimulus checks were stimulating the economy, like sponsorships were coming like quick. Now it's like, I'm not gonna say it's dead, but it's not what it used to be for sure.
the stimulus checks did not stimulate the economy at all. That ain't do shit. That ain't buy nothing. Nobody, nothing except for like an ounce, couple bottles for a while, and like half a bill. You know what I'm saying? Or like a bill or two. Do all that, and that shit was cooked. I don't get what the fuck that was supposed to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I'm trying to think of like, is there anything else that I really need to talk about? I mean, I had your channel pulled up. I was looking at your most viral videos, but
Let me see what was
But I went there like a month or 2 ago
to film the video,
to film a
right.
vlog, and honestly, I get to the airport and I go to Saramonte Mall, which is like 10 minutes from the airport. It's like a Filipino area, so like I wasn't worried about anything. It's a bunch of like Filipinos that sag, and then like like they're not actually gonna do anything. But so like I go in the mall. No, but if you know Daly City, like they're just like fully like wigged out, like Filipinos or whatever, chigged out Filipinos.
Sure.
And like I go into the first store I go in, there's 2 black dudes in there, and they just get on me. They're like, bruh, you swamp, bruh. They're like, you be disrespecting our city, bruh. Like,
How did they know?
Just because he posted my face. Like,
Oh, because that, okay.
so like it kind of became known. And they were like pressing me, and then they were like, they said somebody's name in the NFL that I know, and they were like, he's from our block, like blah blah. And I was like, oh yeah, I know him. They're like, okay, you good? And I was like, okay, I don't know if they're gonna beat my ass.
Whoa.
But they ended up shaking my hands and they left. But they posted me on their story. And so I started getting like, their ops are like Tear It Off members. So I started getting Tear It Off members like, oh, we're coming to the mall now. we're gonna come rob you and beat your ass.
Oh shit.
And so like I skedaddled out of there, and that's when I knew like I can't just roam around the Bay.
But you still went to some neighborhoods and shot that video.
Kinda. I was kind of trolling. Like I wasn't really like in the mix.
Okay.
But it's also like, as to what we were saying earlier, there's flock cameras everywhere.
Right.
No one's actually gonna do anything.
You don't think?
Not like involving death. Like no one would shoot me.
Yeah.
But like they might like come up on me and be like, "We're gonna beat your ass."
Yeah.
But
That's what people always ask me, like, are you scared that someone's gonna kill you? I'm like, I don't really think I'm doing anything that's like on
But there's
that
also
level.
this rapper also said something to me yesterday where he was like, if you and Adam, I swear to God, he was like, if you and Adam were black, you guys would be dead by now.
Yeah, they always say
They
that.
say that to you too?
Yeah, like Sean Conn said that to me in an interview, and I'm like, I got all these examples of like different black content creators that are totally fine, and I just don't really.
Yeah, I
buy
don't know.
it.
They always say it to me. They're like, you're lucky you're white because if you were black, we would have been killed you. And I was like, well, that sounds like a you thing. Like I don't get what what I don't understand that dynamic.
Yeah, admitting that you're too pussy to kill someone of your own kind or whatever, or that you would be more willing to kill someone of your own kind.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, what's the correlation? You know?
I guess just because like,
Because they know that if they kill a white boy, they're gonna go to jail. But if they kill a nigga, ain't nobody gonna give a fuck. So they can just kill a nigga. Basically saying they don't want to get locked up. You know, that's not saying they're too. I mean, I guess they're too pussy to go to jail. I mean, shit, I'm too pussy to go to. Nigga, I ain't trying to go to prison. Fuck that, nigga. I'm too pussy.
white guys, like, I guess get to do a lot of things, like be cool with both sides of a beef. You know, like for me, I'm totally
But,
able
like,
to do like a Hoover interview and
academia.
a 60s interview.
But no one's
on
ever
the
done anything
phone.
to academics.
But academics ain't really outside like that, you know? Like, I guess he is now, but he moves around like a very specific way. Like, I go outside every single day with no security.
That nigga got security.
And
so.
academics, when I see him like going to a basketball game, he got security. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
He
man, like I
slapped
go
the
to
shit
a
out of
basketball
you.
game with my wife and I don't even give a I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah. Because most of the time, like, because I got noticed, like,
And also, like, if you're white, that means you're on the outside looking in. So we can't be mad about what somebody says, like, on the outside of what's going on, because that's public knowledge at that point. That's niggas is messy for even letting white dudes even know what the fuck's going on with like that type of politics. So like, if you found out, you found out. That's you. I don't know. But if niggas know, that means like, what you doing? Talk about shit you ain't supposed to be talking about.
like 7 times when I was in the Bay Area. I was only out there for 2 days. I recognized like 7 times. Like, other than those 2 dudes who oppressed me at first, like, it was just people like initially kind of being like, yo, that's crazy. And then being like, I love your video. Like, just kind of like gassing me up.
Yeah.
To where like, I think that's kind of how it goes generally,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, my main thing is that, like, if I go to the mall, if I go wherever, unless it's like a hip hop specific event, I don't even see dudes who are on some tough shit at all, ever. And then if I do see someone who visually looks to be some sort of gang member or whatever, and they recognize me, it is like every single time it's all love, you know? And once in a blue moon, I'll see somebody like looking at me, and I'll be like, "Oh, they don't fuck with me" or whatever. The other day, I was walking down the street in a parking lot at a grocery store, and some fucking fat ass Mexican dude goes beep beep. I look up, and he doesn't even look at me, and just goes like this, and just keeps driving. And I was like, that is the most disrespected that I've gotten in public in years. And this he just kept on driving, and I didn't do anything. I just kept walking. I was like,
It's
whatever.
like a
man.
keyboard warrior in person.
Yeah, it was just it's weird, but like,
That's funny as hell. I've had all kinds of funny ass situations happen, but it's never been anything crazy. No one's ever pressed me. Someone's kind of teased me before, like, hey, you know, Sharp was just in here. Because I was in Vegas at the Nevis. They're like, oh, you know, Sharp was just in here. I was like, what? And he's like, I'm just fucking with you. I was like, I was like, and at that point, like, we wasn't even like on no whatever. So it was like, man, I ain't even tripping shit. I was like, if he was in here, like, hey, tell myself what's up or something at that time. But now, I'm like, nigga, that'd be weird. But I've had plenty of people come up and say shit, but nothing like, no one said anything disrespectful. Only time anyone's called me Tucker in person was I was at the mall a little bit after that, and Billionaire Black was there, and he was like, "Hey, yo, Tucker," but nah, he's cool. So I've been on him for a hot minute. So
that, you know, like the idea, like that thing that you described of the two dudes pressing you at the mall, that's, you know, that's intense. But I mean, that's like so rare.
Yeah.
Unless you put your.
But what Swan Stories does, he always be talking about that shit. He be talking about that kind of shit. So of course, you know, he's gonna get pressed. That's a whole different type of press, you know.
I feel like for me, because I love being in the Bay Area, and I always like envision myself moving back there. But
where does they live now?
It's just that, like, I think somebody would do something for clout.
Yeah,
you know?
If you make it easy enough.
Yeah,
you know,
to where like if I'm just at Planet Fitness in a group of like 3 dudes, like if they want to like beat my ass, I guess they just can and record it. Like 6ix9ine, I get 6ix9ed.
No, for sure. But I mean, the question is like, who really, like 6ix9ine taught us a lot about the
thing is, as a nigga, that can happen all the time, or at least you feel like it, especially like if it's your neighborhood that you grew up in. That's why I don't even really want to be in Tacoma like that. I grew up over there. If I'm kicking it too much, some nigga might see me from some old shit or whatever the fuck. They might want to, like, I don't know, do something weird, you know, because they don't have any clout where they're at. They haven't done anything to get any clout, so they're going, oh, I can get something off this nigga, you know. Oh, it's big church, huh? All right, cool. But niggas already know, so you got to be prepared for that shit. I always keep that shit on me, so I don't care where I'm at. Let it be known. It don't matter where I'm at. If it's legal or illegal, if I ain't allowed to have it in there, I probably got it in there. I'm a sneaky motherfucker. I know how to sneak some shit in. And I ain't gonna boof it. Don't think that. I ain't sticking it up there, but I'm gonna put it somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Streets of like how not determined to exact revenge they are, because 6ix9ine moves around with no security all the time.
Well, not only that, but like how little snitching actually matters.
Yeah.
How little they actually care. Like they pretend like snitching is like the end all be all of like you're done.
Yeah.
But like I know plenty of rappers that snitched, or just gang members that snitched, and I have the paperwork, and their homies are still like hanging around with them.
Well, down the line, when you get big enough into shit, you kind of have to tell. You gotta. The police ain't just gonna let you be out there doing crime, and you ain't telling them something. So that's what taught me that a long time ago, is like the streets is smoke. They've been informing since the 80s, really. But I seen the gangs in my city get taken down because everyone got told on, but they had to, because the OG, if you out there selling crack, if you out there moving weight, the police know you. They know you because you probably been caught before. So if you want to still be out there, you're going to have to let them know something every once in a while. You know, you are in communication with the police, and that's disgusting, but that's just what it is when you're at that rate. So he's talking about, oh, the dudes be snitching still, like, and still be around. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Still making music videos, like,
yeah.
It's not, the street rules are kind of not real at all.
It would be painful to cut off your homie just because
It's just, you just got to wear that jacket. So when niggas talk about snitches, they gonna be looking at you like that nigga be telling niggas ain't gonna tell you everything. You know, niggas, you know, and niggas gotta wear the jacket that's around you that you kick it with snitches. You know? Niggas know snitches, they ride and they roll with them. It's all gravy. As long as they don't tell on them. You know what I'm saying?
Be told, you know? Like, it would be hard even if you...
Yeah, because it's a human being.
Yeah.
Like, following ridiculous codes that were constructed.
Yeah.
Like, that don't mean anything. Okay, it's snitching to say that they shot me first and I shot back.
Yeah.
That's snitching. Because that's what they consider snitching now.
Yeah,
like, you can't say anything to the cops.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so I'm supposed to go to prison for a shooting when I was really just acting in self-defense? Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's outrageous. I mean, it's just
that's like, what they tried to say about Dream Life Rizzy. They tried to be like, he's a snitch because he said that they shot at him first.
Yeah.
It's like, they shot at him first.
Yeah.
He didn't say who did it. He's just saying, hey, shots came my way, I shot back, you know?
No, facts. Do you feel like NorCal...
That's gray area, because one thing, like, you gotta say is self-defense, but then you don't gotta say, like, I know who it is, it was him, da-da-da-da-da. You don't gotta do that. You just like, I shot in self-defense. I don't really know. But like, if they're gonna try to they're probably gonna try to throw you under the bus for not. See, that's your own pickle. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be like, oh, they did da. But just be like, I don't know who it is, but this happened. I don't even know who did it, but yeah. But I just started shooting. They shot at me. That's all I know. I'm a little. It's also blurry that day, you know. But I just know some nigga shot at. That's all you'd have to do. Like I don't see like maybe he's just not a very convincing storyteller. So you got to get your storytelling up.
Hip hop, street rap in general is in the place because obviously it was like J-Bo was leading the charge. He was supposed to be the dude that came into the game and like brought everybody up behind him. He was supposed to be the Chief Keef, be the King Von of Northern California.
No, I was,
and then just got it cut off at the legs.
I was sick when you got arrested. Yeah. No, he would do.
But for doing the most
wait,
dumb
did he take his charge already?
He, I think, is accepting a plea deal. He didn't accept.
I don't want to say anything that'll incriminate him.
Yeah. But I mean, he was offered a plea deal, I think, of 7 years, and then he decided he was going to go to trial. And then before they went to trial, he decided he was going to take a plea deal. So we don't know exactly what plea deal he's going to take, but it's probably going to be somewhere in that 7-year range.
He was moving so reckless.
Yeah.
Like he was in a city, allegedly, not factually, where he was like open carrying 2 Dracos, right?
Right.
And I was like, yo, don't do that. And he was like, no, it's legal here. And I'm like,
not for you.
You're a felon. Yeah. And he was like, what does that mean? I was like,
are you serious?
Yeah.
No. He didn't. No. He must have been trolling. He knows what a felon is.
So I'm just saying, like, that dude was basically asking to go to prison. He's so talented too. Yeah. Like, you know, like, and he's got that energy. So he's got that natural stardom to him.
Yeah.
To like, look, without him, EBK's done. There's no, like, Jock doesn't have the stardom. Like these guys, they just don't have it. He has that. He has that young boy effect. So when he went down, it was like that he took NorCal rap down with him.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that, you know,
I mean, really
many of the
he did that happening. That's really what turned it down.
EBK members have taken L's.
J-Bo was able to make it still happen, but still.
Since he got locked up.
L's?
Well, you know, Lebo getting beat up outside of the courthouse or whatever, that was not good. There's just like a bunch of little things like that make it like, oh, okay.
I don't know. Like, to me, the hallmark moment for me of J-Bo was when AOF Nino was like threatening him with the bounty hunter stuff. Yeah. And J-Bo was like, okay, I'll come through right now with 4 Dracos. I don't go. And then AOF Nino was just kind of like, like, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, J-Bo's really like, he's really like that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and J-Bo, you put him into the same category as Vaughn and Pooh Shiesty and all these other dudes who are just too gangster for their own good. But part of like why he was such a good rapper is because he really was willing to do these crazy crash out things that he's describing in the song. Same thing with Pooh Shiesty. Like the most retarded rapper ever.
But that's what like even makes the music better, because when you listen to it, you can feel it. Like certain rappers, like you listen to it, you're like, okay, you're just yapping.
Yeah.
But J-Bo, it's like, no, he's being fucking serious.
I mean, I could go find a cool, handsome, talented, young black dude and tell him, hey, I got this guy who's amazing at writing lyrics and every song is going to be about killing people. And if you heard it, you would just laugh at it.
Yeah. On the reverse,
it's an energy around it.
On the reverse, like we have a guy in San Francisco called Tear It Off Greasy.
Shout out to Tear It Off
Greasy. Which I don't know why he's not done an interview with you, but
he was supposed to at a certain time.
But he can't rap. Like he's out of breath after like 2 bars. But he's really like, he's like a top demon in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So like, he gets really good views on his music because of the simple fact that like I'm not gonna lie, I kind of take credit for it too. Like I made him known to a wider audience than just.
I probably wouldn't know about him if it wasn't for you.
Yeah. So like,
same thing with Chad Benji.
His street cred took his career. That's why a lot of rappers like ask me to post them and stuff or make stories about them.
Yeah.
Because it's like I can give you a lot of street cred that solidifies your lyrics.
Yeah.
But I don't do it if it's not authentic.
Yeah.
Like if I don't know that.
Hey, hit me up. If you trying to snitch on yourself, I'm your guy. I can let everybody know what you really did. You know what I'm saying? Then, poof. What are you talking about? I mean, that's kind of what it is. Like that's how Adam is too. Like if you got a crazy story, you know, if there's music attached to it somewhat, if there's crime literally attached to it, just pull up. You know, just pull up. I got all kinds of crazy criminal bullshit I could talk about, but I would rather not. That doesn't sound like a smart thing to do at all. Or if anything, if I do, I could do it like on my, I don't know. I kind of did a little bit on my first video. If you go look at it, it said how I started pimping. Like, I kind of did it there, but not too self-incriminating. Just kind of talking more than I felt like I should, you know. But yeah,
that you're really like that. Like, why would I make a video saying you're like that? You know?
Yeah, that would be worth a lot of money. If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you.
that'd be worth a lot of money.
No, YouTube can
Slide a
definitely set
nigga a bag to solidify you, snitch on yourself.
narratives that.
Yeah.
Like I've felt guilty of it sometimes. I just dropped a video where I was like exposing.
Lil Dame.
Yeah, Did you interview him?
I
tried to set that up with you.
No, at one point he was supposed to do an interview, and then I think he did like an interview with Trevor from the BBC instead.
Oh, I tried to set that up with you guys, but basically a guy he's related to is the guy who's trying to kill me.
Okay.
And so I didn't drop that video, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do something that basically the opposite, where I'm saying this guy's never done anything that he claims he's done.
No, I mean, that video was pretty harsh just because you painted the picture of him basically like false claiming bodies off of situations
but it
that
like
had
bothered
nothing
me
to do
because
with.
one of the families of the victims like was the one. Well, no, the first person who brought that to my attention was his big homie in prison who's doing life for two of those murders. And I didn't know who he was. And he was like, he broke it down to me. He was like, yo, this young dude from my hood, like, he's like pretending like he did what I did. It's really weird. And it was like, it's bothering me because like I'm doing life for this shit. And he's pretending like he did it. And he's pretending like he's King Von and he's never done anything.
Well, that is very damning right there.
And so I was like,
His
okay,
big homie's
but this
the
was
one
like
saying
2
it?
years ago.
Okay.
So like I never, it's when he first came out rapping. So I never like did anything because I don't have any intentions of like, honestly, like I told J-Bo who Lil Dame was. Like I have text receipts where I was like sending J-Bo but like rappers and shit to work with, and he ended up working with all of them. Like Kai, Lil Dame, Dream Life Rizzy, shit like that, where I was like, yo, these dudes are coming out of the Bay, they're fucking hard. I want to see the Bay win. I always wanted to see the Bay win. People think like I have this thing where I like I hate the Bay or something like that. It's actually the opposite. I just hate the cap. I hate when people pretend like it's dangerous and stuff. It just really bothers me. As a person from there, it's like it's not dangerous at all.
Right.
And like that's the part that bothers me. And like the rappers pretending like in this situation, it's just disrespectful.
Right.
I wouldn't say that it like it's not dangerous. Not trying to say like, oh, like it's so tough, but like there's a different like stigma how you gotta walk around. Like you don't know what other people are finna do to you if something happens, and somebody might actually do something to you. So like you gotta watch yourself. And somebody will do something to you, and everyone will act like it's regular. Like there's a different like code of law typically, especially with like the Bay Area, Northern California. Whereas in other places, sometimes you can play with people a little bit more. There, you can't really be playing with people. You gotta watch what you say. People, they'll misconstrue what you say, and it might turn into a situation that it doesn't need to be. But like other than that, I mean, that's where most of the, like violent situations happens, is somebody misinterpreting a situation, taking something the wrong way, and the other party not backing down about it. So a lot of that'll happen, and people got a lot of pride out there. So anywhere where people got a lot of pride, a lot of violence could happen because people can misinterpret a situation and act out on their pride. So I wouldn't necessarily say that Northern California isn't dangerous. I've been out there and it can get, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've more than been out there, you know. I went to school out there and shit could, you know, you can get it, you can, you know, catch a fade, you know, up in other places, you know, not all the time, but still in Tacoma, you can still catch a fade. So, like, it can happen anywhere. You can catch a fade anywhere, but it's gonna happen more often than not out there sometimes. And it can escalate, and it can get ugly when it escalates. So,
somebody died for no reason, and you're in your rap saying F them. I did this or that, and it's like, yo, there's a family grieving,
right?
That you had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel for Lil Dame because I see why someone like him wants to kill you, because he's a rapper that I have a Lil Dame song on my 2026 playlist.
He's hard.
I watched that video, and it's kind of like, unless he refutes this and speaks out against what you said and is able to sort of rewrite the narrative, yeah, that your YouTube video like took my understanding of what he was doing lyrically when he's dissing and stuff, and really put it in the fucking toilet. Because the allegation that you're saying is gnarly, of like, oh, you're false claiming in your music a body of an innocent person that not only did you have nothing to do with, but that person died for no reason. It wasn't an op. That's crazy.
Yeah, so like the family of one of the guys who died was like, yo, he keeps dissing in every song our son. Yeah. And our son was not even from the same city. Our son was just walking his fucking dog or was just hanging out there or whatever. And it's like, and this guy's fucking dissing 10 years later.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this about? Like, why do we have to relive this trauma of like dissing? And who the fuck is this kid?
It would be like if Josh got into a drunk driving accident and killed some dude, and then like I just rapped about killing him.
Yeah. But by the way, I'm not saying that Lil Dame isn't like that.
Right.
He is like that. Like, he's fully in a beef.
Okay.
Multiple beefs. It's just the fact that your entire rap career is based off things that you had nothing. Like, let's say he raps about 8 murders.
Right.
7 out of the 8, somebody's.
Yeah, I saw this video was like recommended to me, but I never watched it.
Welcome back to another short episode of Swamp Stories. For this one, we cover a major upcoming rapper in the Bay. One that, if you listen to his lyrics, is so grimy that you'd think he'd have 150 bodies under his belt. And for this reason, his career initially blew up. Kinda like, yo, do we have a King Von in the Bay? Well, in this video, I'm gonna answer that question by breaking down everything that's happened and examining all of his lyrics. Is it all cap or is it facts? You be the judge. But before we get into it, let me run the intro. As many of you know, Vallejo was one of the most dangerous cities in California, and while it was always grimy, it was never as bad as it is today until around 2015. For whatever reason, 2015 and 2016 is when all kinds of beefs began to kick off throughout the city. Of course, there's the major SOB-RBE beef with South Vallejo and West Vallejo, but there's also beefs that are smaller that people have no clue about. Smaller beefs that have completely gone under the radar. And for this video, that's absolutely the case. And that takes us to the forgotten side of the city, East Vallejo, particularly the 200 block of Westwood Avenue. Just some somewhat rundown apartments behind a strip mall. Not Section 8, not projects, just regular apartments that are kind of falling apart. And even though it looks kind of grimy, back in the day, this was a much better place than the other hoods in the Bay. Whether it was West Oakland, East Oakland, Hunters Point, Sunnydale, North Richmond, all those places were much worse than East Vallejo. And of course, because of this, a whole bunch of hoodlums from these areas moved into the Westwood apartments. Just a bunch of random hoodlums from all over the Bay congregating in these one apartments. Apartments that have no history of beef with any other hoods or no street politics, but with all these new hoodlums, something was bound to pop off. We'll get to all that in a second, but for now, we must introduce the main character of the video. This would be a rapper named Lil Dame, who's originally from North Richmond, but when he was a kid, his family moved to Vallejo.
So, I ain't gonna lie, it was just a lot out there, man. It's just, that's the hood, bro, the projects, you know? Nigga seen a lot, grew up around a lot out there, from everything. It was just a whole lot of shit going on. That's why my mama had to move me to Vallejo.
Okay.
So yeah, my pops really wanted to move me to Vallejo because he already knew the type of shit I was gonna grow up to. Because he already, you feel me, from dope, all that, he grew up in.
In fact, the North Richmond environment was so bad that Lil Dame claims that he robbed a house when he was 3 years old with his sister who was 1.5.
You've been getting in trouble since you was like really young, man. Can you recall like the first time you had a run-in with the police and all that?
I said in my last interview I was old. I think I was 5, but my mama told me I was three when you feel me, broke into her friend's house.
3 years old?
Yeah, with my little sister.
God
My
damn.
little sister, she,
This nigga said he was 3 when he broke into a house? Huh? You didn't break, like, if you 3, you didn't consciously say, oh, I'm finna hit this lick and get this bread. Don't even mean the same thing. This means somebody like left the door or said, hey, you come in here too. Somebody, you just run on some badass.
I don't know, she had a good mindset at 1.5, 2. And she doing the shit with me.
Wait, he said with his little sister? What the fuck?
I push her little ass through the window, we grabbing food, all that. You feel me? We ain't even looking for money or none of that.
Yeah.
Nigga had nothing to eat, so nigga steal some food.
Breaking in a house with your 1.5-year-old sister when you're 3 years old and taking a bunch of food? I don't know. Do you guys think that's real? Maybe.
That just sounds like you was like a dog that got loose and came up in someone's house. Like, I was hungry, I smelled some food. Like, that's not a bird.
Maybe at 3 years old, he was already on that. Or possibly he's all cap. Well, after situations like this, his family decided to move to Vallejo where maybe he could have a better life.
But he thought moving me to Vallejo was gonna change, but it's in me, so it wasn't gonna change nothing, man. I just gonna grow up to be the same way he was.
And for a couple of years after moving there, not much was going on. It was actually pretty quiet. But then, bullshit started to pop off. It's now 2016 in Westwood, and the hood has its first identity. They simply call themselves 200 or Murder Yee. And at this time, they're mainly represented by a rapper named Nicholas Howland, who goes by Faux Nick. But as you'll see, Faux Nick wasn't really much of a rapper. Instead, he was spitting something else. While beside him are his 2 best friends, Demarie and Tiquan, and together the 3 originated the hood. But they've also got a couple of younger homies as well, Kenneth, also known as Max, and together these are who make up 200. And as far as who they beef with, Sureños. Specifically the Sureños in East Vallejo, who are nothing to play with. So in 2016, when the beef kicks off between 200 and the Sureños, things instantly get tricky. First, the essays would claim the life of 200 Max as he was leaving Jesse Bethel High School. Then not long after, they'd claim the life of 200E as he's posted up on Westwood Avenue. This left a huge mark on 200, losing back-to-back members just like that. Now this forces the members to start living on the edge and get into savage mode. However, before they could even lock into the beef, they had their own internal issues and dudes just crashing out for no reason. And speaking of crashing out, you know what would have me crashing out? An absolute back 2017. It's a random Thursday in Vallejo, and Faux Nick and Tiquan are posted up on Westwood. As they're posted up, they're awaiting another homie to pull up to the block as well, a man by the name of Demario Williams, also known as Rio. Rio is really from North Oakland, but he locked in with 200 after moving there. Well, unfortunately for him, Faux Nick and Tiquan believe that he took a gun from them. So as they're waiting for him to pull up to the block, they're plotting on how they're gonna confront him. 1:05 p.m. Rio arrives to Westwood in his car, and this is when Faux Nick and Tiquan approach him with no masks. So they get to his driver's side window and they begin aggressively confronting him about the missing blick.
Man, you took our shit, boy. Give it back, bruh. You backdoored us, bruh.
This is when Rio quickly grabs under his seat, and this alarms Faux Nick and Tiquan. Sadly, before Rio can even look up, they dump into his car. Bang! This tragedy struck East Vallejo, an area where this type of stuff didn't usually go down in. And because of this, quite a few witnesses would go to police and describe what they saw. A short Hispanic-looking man and a short black man walking up to somebody's window and unleashing. However, because there were no cameras in the area, police didn't have enough, and these two would go free. Well, at least for the meantime. But now let's focus back on Lil Dame. Dame was 12 years old when this happened, and because it was a Thursday at 1 p.m., I'd assume he was at school. However, these facts don't stop him from constantly dissing Rio and pretending like he did this. Oh my god. For example, in the song Op K, he starts off by saying, Rio died, smoked blood, he ain't even get to make the stretcher.
Rio died, smoked blood, he ain't get to make the stretcher.
Then in How It All Began Part 3, he says Rio died trying to reach for his plastic.
I could kill Rio, he got smoked trying to reach for his plastic.
You know, referring to the fact that Rio died while he was reaching under his seat. And if you listen to his music, which actually slap, he talks about Rio a lot, and he's dissing and pretending like he did that, even though I don't even know where to begin. First of all, Rio wasn't an op, and also Dame was a kid when this happened, so none of this makes any sense for him to rap about. But don't worry, this is only the beginning of the cap, and if you listen to Dame and you hear Rio, this is what he's talking about. Just pretending like he did the things that his big homies did back in the day. But let's fast forward another couple of months. Just a few months after this backdoor tragedy, the 200 guys are back at it again. On December 23rd, 2017, 200 DeMaurier would get in an argument with a man named Eric Green, a random 40-year-old man that he happens to run into at Dunphy's Tavern. Long story short, DeMaurier gets into an argument with Eric and his brother, and sadly he whips out on them. He targets them both inside the bar, leaving Ian injured, and sadly leaving Eric deceased. A completely random, tragic situation, leaving a 42-year-old injured and a 40-year-old man dead. Yet still, 7 years later, Lil Dame manages to rap about this like he had something to do with it and like Eric was an op. Like, what? So if you're ever listening to Dame's music and you hear him bragging about the death of Eric or E, this is what he's talking about. What the fuck? Anyways, DeMaurier gets arrested, and this brings police attention back to 200. Like, what are these guys doing? You had a random murder on the block, and then another random one at a bar. What is going on with these guys from 200? Regardless though, just 3 weeks later, things would get spicy again. January 13th, 2018. It's a Saturday afternoon on Westwood, and Faux Nick is posted up outside with two friends. 200 Faux Nick, 200 Steven, and 200 Deshaun. These three together is a dangerous combination. Well, at 2 p.m., a man happens to walk by walking his dog. A San Francisco native named Coy Lacey Jr., who happened to have moved into the Westwood apartments. Well, as he's minding his business, walking his dog around the neighborhood, Faux Nick and his homies are alarmed. Why? I don't really know. So out of nowhere, when Coy isn't paying attention, Faux Nick and his homies whip out hammers.
It sounds like Faux Nick's the fucking King Von out here so far. Well, where's his swamp story? Shit.
And they began chasing him down.
You're gonna have to look
Hearing
that
the
up, man.
approaching footsteps, Coy's dog gets alarmed and starts barking. So Coy turns around, notices them, and he begins to sprint for his life. He attempts to hop a fence, but sadly, this is when the 200 members began unleashing.
Her young father was shot down, in broad daylight over the weekend. KTVU's Deborah Villalone is at police headquarters where investigators are giving his killing high priority. Deborah?
Well, Frank, it happened less than 2 miles from this police department in central Vallejo, 2:30 in the afternoon. And police say there doesn't appear to be any mutual combat. The victim was unarmed and walking his dog after work.
Coy was a father, loved his kids. That's all. He was a father, just living life, trying to raise his voice.
Loved ones of 29-year-old Coy Lacey Jr. stepped from this house in Vallejo, a house full of grief.
By 200 members in the same month. So when you hear Lil Dame bragging about 2 Bs in 1 month over and over in his music, this is what he's talking about.
Fuck Rio, fuck Coy, fuck Rio, fuck Coy.
Well, after this, the lackluster Vallejo Police Department would finally put things together and began investigating 200 Westwood. In just a few months, they'd put everything together and indict the whole 200. Faux Nick would get 18 years in prison for 2 murders, and the rest of the members would get 21, 24, and 27 years for each 1 murder.
Damn.
Now, how did Faux Nick only get 18 years for 2 murders when his homies who only got 1 murder each got much more time? Some say he told, but truly, we don't know. Either way, that's not here nor there, but what's important is that this pretty much marks the end of 200, with 2 deceased members and 4 in prison. That's all they really had to begin with. Literally just a crew of bums targeting random civilians. So thankfully, Vallejo police would shut it all down and there would be no more 200 to damage the streets. So in a perfect world, police did their job, everyone got locked up, and 200 is over. But no, years down the line, Lil Dame comes out, reppin' 200. And not only this, bragging about the murder of Coy Lacey Jr.
Fuck real, fuck Coy, fuck real, fuck Coy.
A murder that he had nothing to do with, of an innocent man that had nothing to do with anything. Dude, you were 12 when this happened. Let's dive into the lyrics. Now, other than Rio, Coy is actually the most popular name that you see in Dame's lyrics. He talks about him a lot. For example, in his song How It All Began Part 1, he says, "Sent Coy home, that's why y'all really mad. Now let's talk about the funk." Then in How It All Began Part 3, he says,
Sweet Coy died, niggas acting what happened. Try to run, jump the French Pro, letting him have it. The corner just found his body, said we did do tragic.
So yeah, you get it. The point is that he likes to rap about the things that his big homies were doing when he was a kid. And you know what? His big homies who are doing decades in prison for this are not happy about it. Don't ask me how I know.
Like, damn, little bruh, stop LARPing off our work that you had nothing to do with, bruh.
But believe it or not, the LARP actually continues. So as I've covered in previous videos, the major beef in Vallejo was the Crest side, also known as SOB, beefing with Shred Money and a clique called 100K. Now as far as Lil Dame's hood 200 Westwood, they have nothing to do with this beef. Or at least they didn't. At all. Zero. Nilch. Zilch. Whatever the word is. In fact, it wasn't until 2022 when Dame started hanging out with the dudes from the Crest. And that's how he inserted himself into their beef. But still, this doesn't stop him from rapping about the Crest's ops deaths. For example, in his lyrics you hear 100K and SCO a lot, and who that's referring to is Justin Esco, a man who died in Oakland in 2020. Basically, Esco had a major beef with the Crest because of a loss of one of their important members, and this was Get Back. Well, long story short, a man from the Crest will get 71 years in prison for this, and as far as Lil Dame, he raps about it like he did it, despite the fact that he had nothing to do with it! In How It All Began Part 2, he says, "F Sco, we filled his body up with hella holes."
Like, bro, stop LARPing. This has nothing to do with you.
Then in How It All Began Part 3, he says, "Fuck Sco, we hit him with 100 plus." So if you're ever listening to Dame songs and you hear him dissing Sco or 100K, just know he wasn't even around when this was happening and it has nothing to do with him. Trust me. But I fear that the LARPing over the Crest's work that has nothing to do with him and happened before he even knew them is not done. In fact, he disses all the dead people that the Crest killed before he even clicked up with them. But the worst of them all, an innocent mother.
Vallejo police, meanwhile, are investigating after a woman was shot and killed. Officers responded to a parking lot on Fairgrounds Drive near Highway 37.
Basically, a 15-year-old from Shred Money pulled up with his 34-year-old mom to the Crest to confront somebody, and unfortunately, they unleashed on both of them. This horrible tragedy shook Vallejo, and as far as how it relates to Lil Dame, well, it doesn't at all. In fact, he was just 14 years old when this happened, way before he clicked up with the Crest. So realistically, he didn't even know the people that did this, because they're no longer here with us either. But yeah, but either way, this sadly doesn't stop Lil Dame from dissing this woman and pretending like he did it or had something to do with it. Honestly, I was gonna put the lyrics of Lil Dame dissing her, but if you hear Camille or 10 Milli, that's what he's talking about. So every time you hear talking about dissing 10 Milli or Camille or Millie, that is what he's talking about. Not anything he did, not any ops. Fuck. But anyways, to cap off the video, let's recap everyone that Dame claims to have done something to in his lyrics, but had nothing to do with. Firstly, the murders that occurred when he was just 12 years old of Rio, Eric Green, and Coy Lacey Jr., 3 people who had nothing to do with anything. Of course, as we know, everyone who was involved in this is in prison for it. Then after this, constantly dissing all of the Crest side ops, the ones who died in 2020 when he was just 14 years old. This would be Esco and Rez, the 2 people he's constantly talking about, but has never met, and they didn't even know he existed, I promise you. Then the most tragic one of them all, dissing.
Damn, that's crazy though. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what niggas do in Chicago, you know, when they was like, when Chief Keef was talking about D-Rose and talking about, you know, JoJo and Wumpty Wumpty, like, they didn't do that, but they knew somebody that did that, so, like, they kind of all counted all as, like, them, but even there, like, that wasn't even them, But I guess it's people who are kind of affiliated. Maybe he caught like one, so now he could talk about all of them. And the ones that everybody already got caught for, so it's like a free homie to talk about. That you can. It's like you said, a successful LARP. It seems, you know, it's 2026. You can get away with shit like that nowadays.
What's up with Jaden fucking Blueface's old manager?
He wasn't a manager.
He wasn't his manager, right?
No,
okay.
he was.
I would always see him around.
I paid him.
What's his name again?
His name was Bravo. He was our road manager.
Okay. And he's from Schoolyard or not?
Oh, he's from East Coast. Well, he's from East Coast.
Okay. And how long Blueface been knowing him?
For a long time.
And did they stop working together at a specific time?
Well, what happened was, I'm gonna give the world what it is. Woo. Right? Because I know A to Z. Okay. So when I first signed Blueface, right? Blueface used to bring this chick around named Jiggy. Skinny, light skin, got a bunch of tattoos. Okay. Right? So Jiggy would bring her homegirl around from Inglewood, right? Mm-hmm. This was crazy. Blueface fucking both these bras. Right? Mm-hmm. This when we working at the studio in Glendale over here, right? So Blueface don't be tripping. You come in, you want to flirt with a broad, you flirting with the broad. You want to take her in the back, hit the broad, he ain't tripping. What he ain't expecting you to do is fall in love.
He fell in love with one of these random groupies?
He fall in love with, yeah, right, so.
Bravo did.
So now what happens is, Blueface know he hitting the broad from time to time, but he been hitting this broad. This been his little side thing, right? Uh-huh. He ain't gonna stop hitting her because, okay, the homie hit him when he want to, I ain't tripping. Right?
But if the homie says, this is my girlfriend now.
No, your girlfriend can't be another nigga's bitch.
Well, what if once she's my girlfriend, then she's no longer his bitch?
No, but she's never stopped being his bitch.
Oh, well.
Blueface never stopped hitting the broad.
Well, was Blueface being real about that to the dude? To Bravo?
He don't have to be. When you met this broad in the studio with me, she was my bitch.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
So that's what it is, right? So what happens is when Blueface goes to jail, Bravo goes in old girl phone.
Yeah.
Right? And when Bravo called me, he told me that he got suspicious because his girl that he done had a baby by now was kind of acting like she had an attitude with Jaden. And he was like, what the f*** you tripping on Jaden for? Now, Jaden and this girl was cool. They was tight. They was cool. I guess got cool, right? So he went through the phone. When he went through the phone, he runs across a video of old girl getting banged out.
Jaden.
No.
Oh, the other girl.
His now baby mama.
Right.
The one he didn't fell in love with.
Right.
So Blueface banging her out. I think maybe a day before he had to go turn himself in, or whatever it was, right? So he run across the video, he texted Blueface. Blueface texted him from the penitentiary like, my nigga, like, that's my bitch.
Right.
Right? You went and put a baby in her. You went and did all this shit. And every camp I done been in, we've had this happen. Like, we had dudes show up, hey, y'all got an announcement, what's up? I just proposed to such and such. And 5 of the crew was knocking this bitch down. They don't say nothing. This nigga just didn't say it even.
But at that point, isn't it your responsibility to be like, hey, I f***ed you like 3 days ago, dude?
Bro, you just don't say nothing. You
gotta keep it real with your homie in there.
Bro, he didn't went over here and propose, he don't say nothing. Now what happens is, they won't pursue the broad, but if the brawl continues normal program, 2 o'clock, hey, I'm on my way over, okay, cool. Because this would have been before you, right? So Bravo hit me, he was a little, disappointed, and he was upset. You know what I'm saying and shit, I'm talking.
With the girl, but then like low-key with Blueface too?
Huh?
With Blueface or with the girl? Really, he should only be mad at the girl, right? Yeah.
He's upset with both of them. He didn't put her out, some other shit then went on, whatever. So he's telling me, he made hint of, I should go over there and do this with Jaden. So I'm telling myself, I don't think Jaden, because she know like, nigga, you was Blueface, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think she'd go there. But now he's running around playing manager to Jaden, right? And I think what happened was, I could be wrong, he got Jaden lit, Jaden got drunk.
He's Skinny from the 9.
I think he got Jaden drunk.
Sorry, Skinny. I believe Skinny. But
listen, I think he got Jaden drunk. He already was in her ear like, F it, we should just both get some get back. Because Bravo's baby mama was playing good friends with Jaden, and then Bravo looking at Blueface like we good friends. So he's telling Jaden, we should just go ahead and get our get back, right?
So he revenged Jaden.
That's what he did.
And when did he get kind of X'd out of Blueface's circle around the time that he impregnated this bop?
No, Blue wasn't tripping. He was still coming around. I was the homie. He's cool people, right? But when he started doing some work with Krishan, then he started doing work with Jaden, and Blue was like, it's a little too close for comfort, do your thing, whatever. He was our road manager. I used to pay him. I used to pay the nigga like $85,000 a year or some shit.
But he hasn't been around in how long?
No, he ain't been around probably since Blue went to jail.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So, and then Blueface finds out, and then he's pissed.
No, Blueface is not tripping. So now this is what happens. Since Blue been home, we went up to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Right? The bitch was with us.
Jaden.
No. Bravo bitch.
Oh, okay.
So now, Blue home. So she with us, right? Bravo called it 15 million times. He blowing the phone up. She ain't answering the phone. I tell bro, hey bro, listen, the bitch up here, bro. So she be back in a day or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, fellas, never wife a female that's another nigga's bitch. Like, you just don't do that, bro. Right?
That's weird.
So what happened was, I guess a couple
tell
days
niggas to do
ago,
that.
he went to pick her up. Okay. And I guess he realized
tell a nigga not to do that.
She had been around Blueface. So what Bravo did, and that's where Jaden went wrong at, he got in his emotions. This is a broad you already done seen videos since Blue done been home. You know what it been. So what Bravo did is got emotional. Why he's still emotional about this girl, I don't know. And he sent Blueface the video.
Ooh. Right.
Blue laughed. He's totally, Blue understands, respectfully, that my BM is not just for me, that she's done a few things.
But it's crazy because when I've interviewed Jaden,
she lied.
She says that she's basically a stud outside of Blueface, that she's only interested in women.
But
Blueface,
we know
damn
that
near
ain't
said that nobody ever cried besides Blueface. That's why it's been kind of crazy these last
We
few
know
months.
that ain't true
We
because-
found out she's a security guard on tour, and now we're finding out she's the manager. She's the whole team.
Now this is what I know. When we was in Colorado, and we came across a security guard, right? If Blue was tripping the slightest bit, right? It wouldn't have been a problem smashing dude out. Right? Blue wasn't tripping.
Right.
I tripped more than Blue because I'm like, yo, why everybody looking all weird? They looking at me, they looking at Jay. Jay, what's going on? They like, well, I smashed dude. What you mean you smashed dude? Who the security dude right there? Right? I'm like, I thought about it for a second. I say, bro, you got to get off the stage. I made him get off the stage because I don't even think Blue knew the nigga was on the stage, but I'm thinking like, all we needed some content. Blue on the stage, this dude, Jade on the stage. It just didn't. Look, bro, we ain't finna do nothing with you, but you can't be on the stage while he performing.
Right.
Right? DW, make sure this nigga don't get back on the thing. When you tell DW some shit like that, DW get on one. Cause he love the fuck out of Blueface, right?
Right.
So we ain't touching, we ain't whoop his ass, we ain't do nothing. Blue is totally disconnected from being emotionally attached to any female that he already knows is for everybody.
But you did tell me that Jaden is like the one girl that Blueface, will get offended by people being out of line with, because when I interviewed her, obviously, I took the pictures with her on the Plug Talk couch and hinted at us having sex.
Well,
you were like, that's...
Well, the thing about it is different because this the circle, right?
I did talk to him about that.
I got to, at the time, I got to make sure our balance is right. Because he like, what the going on with Adam? That is his baby mother. Like, that's his high school sweetheart. That's,
at least I didn't bang her.
That's the only woman that I acknowledge.
This nigga Whack 100 look like Big Smoke from GTA.
As his kid's mother.
Right.
I never really realized that. Hold up. Hold on. This nigga really look like him. Look at this nigga. Nigga, that's Big Smoke. I ain't even know this whole time. That's Big Smoke.
All you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. Right? Nevaeh, she seems like she's cool, but it's allegations that, you know, her pregnancy timeline ain't lining up. But what I do respect about her is she said as soon as the baby's born, she giving up the DNA test, right? So we'll see. You know what I mean? But other than that, I don't think Jaden wanted this to come out. And I think Jade may have felt some kind of way after doing whatever she did with him and probably told Bravo it ain't happening again. Because if it was still going on, I don't think Bravo would have exposed it.
Right.
All right. But yeah, that's that. Watch those. That's Big Smoke, man. That's hella funny. I never knew. I never knew.
Why not?
Hold up. That is quite literally Big Smoke. Damn, that's crazy. All right, y'all. I'm out of here.